So often Fresh Expressions ends up sounding or feeling like a suburban thing or an urban thing. Folks will ask, is this really something that could work in a rural community? Is it even needed in a rural community? Like, doesn't everybody go to church? And actually, statistically, church decline is happening almost as precipitously in rural communities as it is in urban and suburban communities. So things are certain, the context is certainly different than urban and suburban, and Fresh Expressions ends up looking a little different too. But I think Fresh Expressions is needed and really helpful. So often we talk in Fresh Expressions about post-Christian neighbors or post-Christian society. And rural communities, particularly in the United States, are not, I would not call them post-Christian, but I would call them post-affiliative Christian. So there's a lot of people who identify as Christian, who believe in Jesus, who might pray some, who might read scripture some, but they don't have a meaningful connection to a worshiping community. And so there's a Christianity that's detached from community, which is actually a really dangerous kind of Christianity. And so, yes, we need new forms of church in rural communities. And it will look different because we're not reaching out to people that are post-Christian. We're reaching out to people that believe in Jesus, but for some reason have walked away from the church. And so we have to think about what kinds of churches, what forms of church would work for someone in a rural community who believes in Jesus but has thought they don't need the church. And so we have some really cool Fresh Expressions emerging. We have dinner churches. We have a lot of Fresh Expressions gathering around food, whether it's growing food together, whether it's providing food, meals for food insecure communities. We have a lot of gatherings around recovery, a lot of outdoor Fresh Expressions, gatherings at lakes, at rivers, in parks, and state parks and hiking trails. We have Fresh Expressions that are meeting throughout rural communities and really thriving and connecting with those post-affiliative Christians. And so yes, I think Fresh Expressions are needed in rural communities, and yes, they can really thrive there.